Well, I felt sorry for him, so I talked to the seller and I asked him to go easy on the guy. Okay, Callie, since it's you asking. Thanks, you're a lifesaver. I'm Ethan, by the way. Ethan said he was from America, but his family often traveled all over the world. His parents were IT specialists and worked remotely. Let's go home, please. Your mother will be furious if she finds out what happened. We need to fix your hair. Ethan intrigued me. I didn't want to say goodbye to him just yet, but the girls were right. I thought we wouldn't meet again, but when I came home, I saw Ethan. Had he followed us? The next day, Mom asked our maids to do something pretty with my hair. Sweetie, you've been so down lately. I prepared a surprise to cheer you up. Soon, a photographer came to our yard. It turned out Mom had paid for a photo shoot. I posed, and the photographer took some awesome pictures of me. My hair looked absolutely fantastic in them. After the photographer left, I went back to my room to sort through my spices. I was about to go down to the kitchen and make some curry when a pebble hit my window. I looked outside and saw Ethan. Hello, Rapunzel. Want to go for a walk? Of course I did, but there was one problem. There's no way my mom will let me go out alone. In the end, Ethan convinced me to come out. As I was walking down the stairs, I heard Mom's annoyed voice in the living room. Deal with it. Call an electrician. What was that all about? I waited a bit, but Mom didn't say anything else. So I went out into our yard and saw Ethan standing by the house next door. I've messed with your power a bit. We should have a couple hours while they're trying to fix it. Wow, are you a magician? Just the son of some IT specialists. Hop on. I got on Ethan's bike and wrapped my arms around his waist. At first, we just drove around the city, and I showed him some of the most interesting places around. But finally, we arrived on the bank of the Ganges. An elephant was bathing there. Do people swim with elephants here? It's a tradition. We love elephants and believe that you can receive a blessing this way. To my surprise, Ethan kicked off his shoes and walked into the river. He bent down and rinsed his face in the water. For some reason, I found it extremely cute. Then, we arrived at an outdoor cafe and bought some delicious pani puri. Ethan told me about his life, and I listened to him with my mouth wide open. It was like we lived in different worlds. My parents always taught me to value my freedom. They never pressured me into anything, and they always respected my choices. That sounded amazing to me. Mom always controlled my every move. When I got home, I couldn't stop thinking about Ethan's words. The power was back by then. Mom was meditating and listening to her favorite mantras in the living room. I waited until she was done and tried to talk with her. I'm an adult now. Why can't I go anywhere without the girls? You know it's for your own good. Who else would take care of your hair? Should I cut it then? Don't even think about it. Who would put a thought like that into your head? You should always listen to me and do everything that I say. It might seem weird to you that I didn't say anything to that, but arguing with your elders just wasn't something that was done in India. The next day, I went out for a walk. Naturally, our maids came along, and then I saw a flash among the trees. I looked in that direction and saw the photographer who'd come to our place the day before. What was he doing there? Then, Ethan suddenly came up to us and handed the girls some boxes. I bought these bracelets in Spain. I hope you'll like them. The maids looked inside the boxes and their eyes all but sparkled. The bracelets were very beautiful. Could you give us some time alone? I didn't think it would work, but it did. We drove around the city and chatted while standing by the Ganges again. And then Ethan brought me to a hotel and introduced me to his parents. At first, I felt very shy, but they turned out to be very nice people, and I soon relaxed. Callie, you're a very sweet girl. You're always welcome here. Unfortunately, I was in for the scolding of a lifetime when I got home. Mom found out I'd run away and scolded our maids, and then me. I expected better from you. I just want more freedom. Isn't it strange that I can't go anywhere without your permission? Sweetie, you know I only want what's best for you. The world is full of bad people and negative energy. As long as you listen to me, you'll be fine. The next day, Mom invited Amrit to our place. Go for a walk. No one will bother you. To my surprise, our maids stayed at home. Amrit and I walked to the same places that I'd visited recently with Ethan, and, well, I was bored to death. My caste is extremely important to me. I think India is the best country in the world. Do you have anything to compare it to? No, but I love the country where I was born. But you haven't been anywhere else. Life in other countries could be much better, you know? I feel like I belong here. I only talked to Amrit out of politeness. I didn't want to hurt his feelings. When he walked me home, I breathed a sigh of relief. That evening, I was on my way to my room when I accidentally overheard our maids talking. Again? She hasn't paid us in 2 months. We work so hard and even cut our hair, but we don't get paid for for it. That gave me pause. We'd never had money problems before. Had something changed? I immediately went to Mom and I asked her about it. If we don't have enough money, I can find a part-time job. I could sell spices. Forget it. Money is nothing. Thinking about it is beneath you. The next morning, I saw Mom talking to a man at the gates. When I got closer, she smiled at me. Kali, this is an old friend of mine, Mr. Williams. The man gave me a weird look and I felt uneasy. Who was he? Why hadn't Mom ever mentioned him before? Amrit is coming over soon. You two should go for a walk. I didn't want to hang out with Amrit again, and when I saw a familiar bike nearby, I didn't hesitate. Instead of waiting for Amrit, I ran away with Ethan. He drove me to the outskirts of the city and then suddenly stopped. It was only at that moment that I noticed that Ethan seemed lost in thought and tense. Everything all right? There's something you need to see. Ethan showed me an article on the internet and I saw photos of myself. The ones that photographer had taken in our yard and also of me walking down the street. But what shocked me the most was the article. It says here I want to set a world record as the person with the longest hair. I never said that. That's not all. Your photos are being used to promote hair products made by some Mr. Williams. My heart sank and I was left speechless. Mom kept talking about spirituality while making money off me the whole time. It made my blood boil, and I asked Ethan to take me home. When I walked inside, I heard Mom talking to Mr. Williams. A simple photo isn't enough. We should film a commercial. Of course, but that will cost you extra. Mind explaining yourself? Sweetie, it's not what you're thinking. Mom tried to make excuses, but they sounded ridiculous. You've been lying to me this whole time. I felt gutted. I couldn't believe Mom had done that. On the way up to my room, my hair got caught on something, and that was the last straw for me. That was it. I'd had enough. No. What have you done? Mom exploded like a pressure cooker when I cut my hair. She grabbed my hand and dragged me to my room. How could you do that? You're useless now. I put so much effort into your hair. Tears welled up in my eyes. I realized she loved making money off me, but she couldn't care less about me. From now on, you're going to stay at home. As soon as you turn 18, you'll marry Amrit. His family is filthy rich. Mom left and locked me in my room. I fell on the bed and burst into tears. It felt like I was stuck in a living nightmare. I cried until the evening, and then, when I looked out the window, I saw Ethan and told him everything. My family's leaving for America tomorrow morning. Come with us. Ethan's offer seemed crazy, but staying at home seemed even crazier. I didn't want to live like that any longer, and I decided I would risk everything. I took some sheets out of the closet, tied them together, and threw one end of the rope out of the window. When I was climbing down, my hand slipped. I started to fall, but Ethan caught me. We do have a problem. I'm not 18 yet, and my mom has all my documents. Ethan was about to say something, but then 3 shadows flashed by us. I turned around and saw my maids. We were done for. They were gonna call my mom now. Here, take this and leave. We don't want to be a part of this anymore. What your mother is doing is terrible. Good luck. We'll cover for you. Their help came as a complete surprise to me. We hugged as we said goodbye. When we arrived at the airport, Ethan's parents added me to the list of passengers. Kali, it's done. You can come with us now. I was really excited. Soon, we arrived in America. Washington greeted us with sunny weather. As we drove through the city, I stuck my head out of the window and stared at the skyscrapers. Ethan's parents let me stay with them. A new chapter of my life began. It took some time, but I soon got used to the new country and its crazy rhythm. One day, I went out for a walk and accidentally came across a small Indian goods store. Of course, I immediately went inside. Anything in particular you're looking for? The owner of the store turned out to be a very pleasant woman. Her name was Mrs. Gray, and she was from India too. Her store hadn't been doing great lately. It was hard for her to do everything by herself, but she didn't have enough money to hire anyone. I offered to help, and Mrs. Gray accepted it. Every day, I came to the store, cleaned up, and sorted the spices and laid them out. At my request, Ethan made a website for the store and started promoting it. Soon, the business took off. This is all thanks to you. I want you to run the store. After a while, I saved up some money. I wanted to give it to Ethan's parents, but they refused. You're a part of our family. We'll never take money from you. Hearing that made me feel warm inside. These people really were my family now. But one day, I had to face my past again. That day, I went outside and... Mom? Oh, Kali, how could you leave me? Our house was put up for auction and I ended up with no money. I had to borrow some from the cons to get here. It turned out, Mom found me through the spice cellar. When Ethan's parents reimbursed him for the losses, they left him a business card. Their address was on it. Mom looked at me with eyes eyes full of tears. I still resented her, but I couldn't just tell her to go away. She was my mom. So I used some of my savings to rent a small apartment for her. When Mom found out that I was running a store, she immediately volunteered to help me. I want to make things up to you. She really did help me a lot. Every day, she swept the floors, washed the windows, and arranged the spices on the shelves. One day, I had to step out for a second, and when I came back, Mom was already standing behind the counter. You should buy this elephant statuette. It will cleanse your aura. Taking care of your energy is important. I immediately took Mom aside and told her she couldn't treat customers like that. You should think about spirituality too. When was the last time you cleansed your aura? As you might have already guessed, Mom's obsession with spirituality was